I'm John. I'm a former big issue vendor with lived experience that's realised that there is a major gap in digital poverty and e-waste. There's a lot of e-waste around, there's a lot of digital poverty, and there's a lot of the industry that make that gap wider and wider. So I put together a social recycler that works with the community to recycle computer equipment and make it available back into the community. Well, the problem is environmental. Yeah. There's too much e-waste that's going. E-waste is electronic waste. It's called waste electrical and electronic equipment in the UK, but it's a mouthful. So it's e-waste is a lot easier to say. There's a lot of e-waste in the UK, in Europe, in the world. And there's a lot of need, a lot of digital need for devices, for connections, for low-income families and people to be able to actually connect and use and utilise the digital realms. It seems like a no-brainer to some degree that there's a natural association between the waste and the need. But yet an industry drives, it's called ITAD, Information Technology Asset Disposal or Dispersal, and it's driven millions upon millions of units around the UK, and there are a lot of ICT recycling companies, limited companies to help. There's a micro handful across the UK, I think about 12 to 15 or so that's been set up that get the social aspect of it, that have theories of change as opposed to KPIs and drawdowns and that. And so we work in the community sense of how can we better the environment around us, what impact can we make to the community that's involved with us, and how can we draw the community in to help steer the direction that we're going and what we're actually doing. Yeah. Limited by guarantee, and we're actually in our articles and memorandum of association a workers cooperative. So we're taking on apprenticeships from within, we're taking on staff from within, and we're giving them rights. Just down the road, once we actually have something that we can give back to the community more stable, we want to make the community own it in a workers co-op. Wow. Yeah. No 2 days are the same. No. But on a Monday, a Tuesday, and a Thursday and a Friday, we have students and placements with us typically. Those could be T-level students from Bolton and Bury College, or they could be volunteers and placements from different organisations. They'll spend the day with us recycling and refurbishing electronic equipment, laptops, TVs, computers, as well as the phones and other digital devices. We wipe them, sterilise them with software. We produce data destruction certificates. What we've done is mirrored the ITAD industry and how it operates. But we've followed the same procedures: site-to-site security, data destruction, asset tracking, all of the myriad. But when it comes to the actual profit that's made, that's where we stop. And we change at that point where we look at the theory of change as opposed to the actual profits and margins that we can make off that. So that's a typical day for most of the placements and volunteers. But then on a Wednesday, we have a 1 day a week that's specifically aimed around neurodiverse learning difficulties and people that have been marginalised, that have skills, that love tech, that love recycling, that love refurbishing, that love getting their hands into some, but are a little bit of a square peg in a round world, however that phrase goes, yeah. So I used to be a support worker with people that are autism and disabled before I set this project up, just as COVID was ending. So when I actually put all the plans and everything together about how we do this, it was very, very clear in my mind that we had to at least dedicate 1 day or one avenue or one part of the entire project to those that are marginalised, but really do value stability, regular weekly events, regular weekly coming in, and we've had volunteers and placements that come with us on our Welfare Wednesday. They've been with us 2-3 years now, and it's part of their life, it's part of their thing. And to be honest, they're helping us min-max as well. There's certain piece rate things like taking screws off over and over and over again that some of the other technicians don't like doing, but yet some of the others do. So there's a balance of actually need, want, and likes and dislikes. Nobody's mandated to do a single thing. Everybody chooses what they have to do. And then we talent spot from within that. So if somebody'd like to do social media, we'll come up and work with Simon. If somebody'd like to help with the administration or help with the different parts or loading software, or we'll try and tailor that in and shape that into people so that it's not a regime, it's a happy workplace. Yeah. 2021, I didn't come up with it, or I didn't reinvent it. So this is an organisation that's existed before. It's a reincarnation. It's a Phoenix organisation, actually, recycling. It was founded in 1998 by George Ruddock down in Luton. But if I didn't come back in 2021 and say, okay, let's reboot this now, let's do this now, now is the time for social enterprises, now is the time for recycling and reuse more than ever. There would have been 100 tons worth of e-waste that would have potentially gone to landfill.
Wow.
We've just passed 100 tons.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't believe them when they say one person can't make a difference. If you have a great idea and a great challenge, and you have commitment and dedication and tenacity, and you have a great team around you that you can build, the sky's your limit of what you want to do. We've derived roughly around 4,000 devices that have gone back into the community and been reused. Of those, around 30 to 40% we've donated and given away. We have running costs, we are a community interest company, we have wages, we are in a 4,000 square foot unit in a shopping centre. But we're able to negotiate and work out ways to keep prices down and low for the community. My ideal point with prices and community and reuse is it should be no more than half the retail price of what everybody else is paying. That's then the model is working.
Yeah.
So we've done around 4,000 devices. We spent roughly around 14,000 hours with the community doing it over the last 2-3 years, and it's been 100% non-profit.
Yeah.
We got asked to go to the Arndale, we got asked to go to the Trafford Centre. One great way for community organisations at the minute, by the way, is contact your local shopping centres. They really do have peppercorn rents for community organisations in hard-to-let units. But when we... I've forgotten the question now.
Why Bolton?
Why Bolton? Because I live in Bolton. I've lived in Manchester for the last, before I lived in Bolton, I lived in Manchester for 15 years or so. And other towns, other cities have got great schemes, great projects, some great strategies around Manchester city centre and the Manchester areas, the boroughs. The 10 GMs have got some great strategies about how they can do things and how they can make things better. What I keep seeing time and time again is Bolton gets the rubbish end of that stick. It'll be last on a link, it'll be last on the metro, it'll be last on the thingies, and it'll get the last of the amount of whatever's left in funding, and it kind of gets the rough end of deals. My kids went to school here. I saw the educational system, how that changed from Withens to the academies and went over. And I've been in Bolton for the last 15 years, and I've listened to the locals. I've heard the stories of how it all changed from Vernon Park, how the town got written, how it all happened, and it was like, So I'm acutely aware of the local ecology, history, and politics of the previous council tenants, and the whole 9 yards of it. So when I was asked, do you want to go and set this up elsewhere, it was an instant no. No, Bolton needs something like this, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, boys. So I'm promoting this organisation as a lighthouse to be able to show to others that there's a different way of doing work. The circular economy, especially closed-loop solutions. In recycling in our trade, a closed-loop solution is where we'll take something to recycle and refurbish and then pass it back in to that supplier where it came from, so it stays within that locked circuit. And that's what I'm trying to do with the local community and the local sector, and is introduce closed-loop solutions around that we don't have to, like we'll recycle something from the college. So we'll take in a lot of equipment, we'll refurbish it and pass that potentially back onto the students. But hang on, the waste. What about the plastic and the metals and the parts that come out? Well, hang on, doesn't the college have an art department? So it's how can we work in partnership so that we can have zero landfill, complete community cohesion and partnership, and work alongside the circular economy. Reach out to us, have a conversation, let's talk. We do a lot of emails back and forth a lot of days, but come in and see what we're doing. talk to us face to face. If you'd like to recycle with us, we have an amazing recycling service. If you need some equipment, we're in a partnership with Bolton Council at the moment where we're getting some laptops and equipment through, and we'd like to pass that back onto the residents surrounding Bolton. And if you need us as an ESG partner or advice or a CSR partner or another community organisation that is thinking about doing something and starting something, we've got a track record of using artificial intelligence to back us up on our proposals and what we're doing in our business and our strategies. But we've also developed now a lean methodology workshop with standard operating procedures, and we're actually going for our ISO 9001. As a community organisation going for ISOs, it's a little weird, that, isn't it? No, because we want to make impact. We want to make a difference. To make a difference and make impact, we have to make a profit. To make a profit, we have to go into supply chains. To go into supply chains, we have to have all of our ducks in a row. We have to be good at what we do. And I think anybody that's running any social enterprises, KICs and community groups nowadays that wants to work in procurement and wants to work with larger organisations, it is time to get your series head on. It's time to get your business boots on. It's time to be a business with a capital B.
Yeah.
And I get miffed, I get upset with them when they say, "Oh, yeah, we'll send you some volunteers. Yeah, we'll paint your walls for you for one day a week." No. We are functioning businesses that want to go into supply chains and be a part of the social economy out there.